Hi scholars, welcome to this week's art video. This week we are going to be talking about an artist named Alma Woodsy Thomas. We are going to be celebrating her work for Black History Month, which starts in February. So let's get started. I'm going to be showing you a PowerPoint. Here is a picture of Alma Woodsy Thomas. Alma Woodsy Thomas was born in 1891 and she died in 1978. She painted large, abstract paintings filled with bright colors and irregular patterns. Her paintings have been compared to mosaics. A mosaic is a picture or pattern that is made by putting together small pieces of material, like stone or tile or glass. You can even make a mosaic using paper. This is a picture of Alma Woodsy Thomas's artwork. This painting is huge, almost the size of probably a whole wall. Here's another picture of Alma Woodsy Thomas. This is a picture of her. Alma Woodsy Thomas was born in Columbus, Georgia in 1891. Her family moved to Washington, D.C. in 1907, seeking relief from the racial violence in the South because the nation's capital had more opportunities for African Americans at that time. Her dream was to become an architect who builds bridges, but because there were very few women architects a century ago, she became an art teacher. Like me, she did her own artwork on her own time. Alma Woodsy Thomas graduated from Howard University, becoming Howard's very first fine arts graduate in 1921. She was also the first African American to have a solo exhibition. A solo exhibition means an art show with just her artwork in it at New York's Whitney Museum of American Art. Her artwork has also been exhibited means shown, at the White House 3 times. So now I'm going to show you some pictures of her artwork. Remember, her paintings are super bright and they're also super big. So even though these pictures are really small, you have to imagine her artwork really big. They're super impressive. So here's the first example of her artwork. This is my favorite one of Alma Woodsy Thomas's paintings. This one's awesome too. Look at all the colors. And some of her artwork, like this one, had patterns, almost looking like little bricks, but this one's kind of random. Here's another one. This one's a little bit different, and you can tell it's a painting. Here's one more. This one's even more different, shaped kind of circular. So, what is a mosaic? We're going to be focusing on Alma Woodsy Thomas's artwork, which is amazing, and the fact that it looks like a mosaic. Remember, a mosaic is a picture or a pattern produced by putting together small pieces of stone, tile, or glass. And we are going to be using paper, and I'm going to give you an extra cool option this week of something you can do. So before I tell you about our project, I'm going to show you some examples of mosaics that other students have made. Here's one where they cut out the paper to look like a butterfly, and then they used colorful pieces of paper inside the butterfly. This one looks just like Alma Woodsy Thomas's paintings, except it's made out of paper. Here's another one using cut up pieces of paper, different colors. And there's another. That is the last one I'm going to show you. So today we are going to be super inspired by Alma Woodsy Thomas and celebrate her artwork by making an artwork that looks kind of like hers. And I'm going to give you lots of options. Today we are going to use her style as our inspiration. So I wrote some words to remind us of what her style is like. So thinking back on those pictures, we know that she had bright colors in her artwork. So today we're going to put bright colors in our artwork. Her paintings were like mosaics. I wrote like mosaics because they have little pieces of paint or little dots of paint that make a picture. Her paintings are mostly abstract. Not all of the artwork she made was abstract, but we're gonna work on or use her abstract work as our inspiration. Abstract means it's not really a picture. It's not like somebody painted a picture of someone's face. It means that it's just a picture of patterns and designs. And finally, her artwork has irregular patterns. So that means patterns that aren't super specific. They can change up, they can move in different directions. So we're gonna be inspired by Alma Woodsy Thomas and celebrate her artwork by using those 4 things. Today, when you meet me on the next slide, you have an extra special option. If you have some watercolor paints, these are some watercolor paints, and a paintbrush, I'm gonna show you what you can do with your watercolor paints and a paintbrush. If you don't have paint, that is okay. You can use almost anything else. So if you choose to use the paints, you're also gonna need some white paper. You might wanna find some watercolor paper, but if you don't have it, that is okay too. Another option you have, you don't even have to draw anything. You can just use color pieces of paper. That's another option. The third option is you can use your colored pencils, your markers, or crayons to color on paper, and then we'll cut up those pieces to make our mosaic. So as soon as you gather your materials, we are going to celebrate Alma Woodsy Thomas and Black History Month by making an artwork that celebrates and mimics her style. I cannot wait to get started and see what you guys create. Meet me on the next slide.